Hello, everyone. No, you haven't stumbled into a AI generated deepfake of me. This is actually Sean Estes, just not in real time. And as you listen to this, I'm at a daddy daughter dance, hopefully dispensing dance moves that are just as impressive as the AI platforms and devices we're about to talk about. And while AI is incredible, it hasn't yet figured out how to put me in two places at once, though, as you'll see tonight, it sure is making a mark on the legal profession. So let's talk about the platforms reshaping the practice of law. There are a lot of AI tools out there, but for our purposes, we're going to focus on three major ones. ChatGPT, probably the most ubiquitous of the bunch, Thomson Reuters CoCounsel, and Lexis Protege. So the first platform I want to talk about is probably the most known in the room, and that's ChatGPT. They have both, a free version that we all can use without even signing in, but also a professional workspace where you can collaborate with your colleagues. And most importantly for lawyers, you can actually turn off the training function so that it doesn't use your input to help train the model, which a lot of folks have attorney-client privilege concerns about. But the real question is, what is the feature set? Well, I asked ChatGPT what its feature set is, and it thinks it can do a lot. As you can see, it has legal research and case law analysis, drafting legal documents, summarizing and analyzing legal documents, legal writing and editing, AI enhanced legal research, deposition and trial prep, client communications and marketing, case strategy and brainstorming, and so on and so forth. But right in this list, you can actually see some of the issues ChatGPT will present to you. I asked it for its features, and it's actually giving me features from other devices and other platforms, like it's taking credit for Apple AI call transcription, Zoom AI meeting summaries. It even references CoCounsel and case text, and also Lexis Protege. So the number one thing to remember about ChatGPT is that it can be overconfident and very wrong. So the way I use it in my practice is typically as more of a starting point. I use it to help draft or create the templates that I'll ultimately use and check with Lexis and other more reputable legal resources. All right, turning to Thomson Reuters CoCounsel. So CoCounsel actually beat Protege to the market, and the way Thomson Reuters accomplished this, like any good major company with bags and bags of cash, is they purchased another company to win the race to the market, and that was in the form of purchasing Case Text for a cool $650 million all cash transaction in June of 2023. And they were able to incorporate Case Text into Thomson Reuters and rely on the Westlaw databases in order to create a chat box that is really very similar to ChatGPT. I did about a month and a half demo with CoCounsel and was really impressed with how responsive it is. Its ability to create templates. I think it's much better at drafting than Lexis is, and I hope my Lexis rep is not a guest tonight. But I guess he also knows that my firm is locked into Lexis till through 2027, so I have no choice but to continue using it. But nevertheless, you'll see that Thomson Reuters advertises CoCounsel as being able to provide intelligent document analysis, accelerated search, sophisticated document search, as well as summarize tools. It can create really nice timelines and actually help you with contract policy compliance. The key takeaway for Thomson Reuters CoCounsel is that unlike ChatGPT, it's actually integrated with Westlaw, so the legal citations are going to be accurate. It's in my experience, the templates and the briefs and like the verbiage around the research and arguments it makes aren't quite as, should I say, slick or polished as ChatGPT is, but it's more succinct, a little less creative, but it's accurate. So if you're already with Westlaw, I strongly encourage you to try out a demo with CoCounsel. It's Although the limitations here, it's expensive. It's expensive relative to ChatGPT and other free resources. At least for our firm, the pricing really wasn't that bad on top of what you're already paying for Westlaw. So given that it kind of incorporates the ChatGPT model, the training for it, you're kind of halfway there if you've already been interacting with ChatGPT. So definitely worth a look as you compare platforms for your firm. And the third and final major platform we want to talk about tonight is Lexis Protege. And you're going to see a demo with it later tonight as well. Its feature set is very similar to CoCounsel. I mean, they really try to go apples and apples. They just use different names for a lot of these things. Instead of a database, you create a vault. It also helps with legal writing, AI legal analysis. It also suggests that it can do compliance comparison and analyze documents. Again, the really big takeaway for lawyers is that this is going to be connected with Lexis's authoritative legal databases. So that when you're looking at a citation or some concept of law, that you're not staring at a hallucination and potentially getting yourself in trouble. My issue with, and this isn't just Protege, this is also CoCounsel and to some respects ChatGPT, is that the platform, I think at least at this stage, kind of oversells itself. I'll play a recording for you here. This is the commercial that Thomson Reuters has on its website about how Protege is leveling up your practice. It has these slick graphics about your AI assistant getting more powerful, more personal, this, that, and the other. But I will tell you, in my experience, and I use Lexis Protege almost daily, I mean, it's pretty exacting, and even when you think you have a pretty straightforward prompt for it, it still can be disappointing. For example, the other day I needed to have, I just wanted a motion for leave to file a Second Amendment complaint. So I thought I gave it a pretty exhaustive prompt in that I asked it, please draft a motion for leave to file a Second Amendment complaint in the Florida Circuit Court. The Second Amendment complaint seeks to cure the deficiencies identified in motions dismissed filed by the defendants. And after about a minute or two of thinking about it, the response from Protege was, please provide more context regarding the motion you would like to draft. And when I responded with, well, what context do you need? Again, Protege came back to me with, please provide context so I can give a better answer. So, this is just an illustration of just one drawback. It is also very useful in finding the prevailing standards for areas of law that you might not know like the back of your hand. It's awesome for reviewing depositions and finding points and quotations and things like that. But I just wanted to illustrate the fact that even though AI is super duper powerful, the current state of play right now with the major platforms, still leaves something to be desired. So to wrap things up on the platforms, we have this very handy AI platform comparison table, which, believe it or not, was created by AI. And, the biggest thing to take away from this is that just to remember, and it can't be emphasized enough, is that ChatGPT is not a legal research tool. It has zero case law integration, and anything it cites for you may be completely made up. So my 2 cents on these platforms is to, whether you use Westlaw or Lexis, that will, your contract will dictate whether you're going to be investing in CoCounsel or Protege. And I really think ChatGPT is still very useful at the front end of most of your tasks as kind of the starting place, to create that initial template or the outline or the plan of attack. And then, once you have that dialed in, I find that CoCounsel and Protege are, awesome at, getting to the final result and making sure you're citing to cases that are real. For my final couple minutes, I wanted to run through a few of the devices and software offerings that are, better for everyday tasks and don't require a full platform commitment. The first of which is Apple Intelligence. This is available on all iPhones or Mac products that can run iOS 18 or Mac 18 or greater. It was rolled out last year. And even though it's been on your phone probably for a while, you might not be using it yet, but I highly encourage you to check it out. The writing tools are very effective in helping you, clean up stuff that you might otherwise be typing, with your thumbs, with some kind of disclaimer about how it's being typed on a mobile device. So please excuse any errors. With writing tools, you can literally highlight, that text and just tell it to put it into a professional tone, and it'll do that for you. Um, Another great feature is the ability to record, transcribe, and summarize calls. Obviously, get the permission of whoever you're talking to, but if you're having a meeting on the go, a witness interview, a client talk, anything like that, it frees you up to really get into the substance, and then it'll transcribe your call, summarize it, and throw it right into your notes so that you can go back and refer to it. That same functionality is provided with Zoom these days. With your subscription, you get Zoom AI. Makes great summaries and action item reports that are emailed right to you right once the meeting ends. For timekeeping, there's Clio AI and Time by Ping, both of which claim that they can, save and make you tons of money by finding time entries that you wouldn't otherwise bill, or tasks that you might have forgotten that you did. And finally, it probably goes without saying that the area of e-discovery is a perfect area of law for AI to make your task more efficient, and Disco and Everlaw, and I have used Everlaw, are at the forefront of that effort. And with that, I'll leave you in the very capable hands of Vanessa, who's going to teach you how to make the perfect prompt while I go back to practicing TikTok dances in a tuxedo. Hope you all have a great night, and thank you very much.